What did you say again? 14? Oh, I got it. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Welcome back for second period action. Your Icemen up 3-1 on the SWZ701 Oil Kings. Your Icemen in the white jerseys with blue and black trim will be going left to right this period. Shots on goal of that first period of play, 14-11 in favor of your Icemen. Looks like Oil Kings player was assessed a 10-minute misconduct, so he remains in the sin bin. And Bedouin, Oil Kings tender, now on the ice, so we will be back to 5-on-5 hockey here. Gwinnett in to take the draw out here with Knapsack and Sawyers. Won by the Oil Kings. Forced turnover. Good job by Sawyers. Knapsack fires it in. Bedouin steers it aside with a blocker. Centering pass by Gwinnett. Good job by Colomb to pick it off and keep it in the zone. Knapsack back in support. And that outlet pass by Zaps misses its mark and goes down for an icing. Good job by Colomb to step up and pick that puck off. Good job by Knapsack to cover for his defenseman. Sawyers forces that turnover. Allows Knapsack to get a good shot on net. Beginning of this second frame. Kicked up and out to Lewis. Lewis will drive down the middle. Up to the outside. He's hounded by Carrier. Knapsack off the glass to Gwinnett. Gwinnett chips it looking for Sawyers. Good job by Gwinnett to try to chip it off the boards around the Oil Kings defender. Gwinnett to Knapsack to Sawyers and just hounded off the puck. Almost a tic-tac-toe play there. As Colomb rides his man into the turnbuckle at the Oil Kings bench and it puck right into the blue paint. Perkis able to steer that aside. Oil Kings attempt to get into the zone again and just going to be outside as Keddy, Oil Kings forward, was delayed coming out of the zone. We'll put the play offside. Now we see Weeks with Porosny and Binder. Foot and Carrero on the back end. Foot will step up and force that quick shot the opposite way as it came to the opposite side, and Oil Kings able to get a clear shot on Perkis, just miss on the opportunity and miss the net. Chipped into the zone. Carrero's got to hurry up to get back, and he will. Carrero picks it up. He'll rim it back around the boards. Porosny down to try to chip that out, and he does. It's a 2-on-1. Porosny will gain the zone. Binder. It's a 3-on-1. Porosny holds, keeps, fires as Binder drives to the far side post. And Bedouin sticks with the shooter and holds on. Your Icemen able to get a few good looks here to start the second periods. Just under 2 minutes into this second frame, Smith forces the turnover, and Vanderham will pick it up. Vanderham rubbed off the puck. It's chipped up to the blue line. Manana and Colomb again keeps it in. He'll work it down over the goal line. Centering pass to Smith from Vanderham. Smith picks it up, works it back up the slot. Fired in by Ferris. That's off a body. It's loose in front. Bodies tumbling. The Oil Kings back the other way on a clear 3-on-2. Ferris will keep his man to the outside. Centering pass right up the middle. Kept in at the point momentarily, but Giaroli hits his man Goulet into the boards and forces the puck out over the blue line. Oil Kings will have to tag up. Goulet picks it up, centers it to a man. Bodies go flying and no penalty on the play. It's going to be down for icing. I think the Icemen player's stick just got caught up in the Oil Kings player and pulled him down. The Oil Kings looking for a penalty. Nothing there, so we'll continue on 5-on-5. Face off to the left of Perkus. Face off won by Gwinnett to Carrier. Knapczyk protects the puck. Works it. 5-foot pass to Gwinnett. Good job. Good protection and support there. Outside to Sawyers. Sawyers fires it out on Bedouin. Steers it aside, unable to hold the rebound. Centering. Pass by Sawyers. Goes off a skate. The Oil Kings will pick it up and exit the zone. Oil Kings in fire. Looking to go short side on Perkus. He gets his blocker on it to keep it out. Puck up to the blue line. That'll bounce out and almost. Sawyers looking to chip the puck loose to Knapczyk right up the middle. Almost sent him in on a breakaway. Gwinnett will chip it in. Same type of play, and Knapczyk will give chase and pick it up. 1-on-1 protects the puck. Sawyers overskates that, and Oil Kings will go back the other way. 3-on-2, but Weeks on the backtrack will break up that play. Sawyers with the puck. Lobs it up the middle. Just missing it is Perosny. And that'll be down for icing. Centering pass, shot in on Perkus, and he'll hold on and get a whistle. Good job by the Oil Kings trying to create something off the offensive faceoff. Weeks in to take the draw. One again by the Oil Kings. The Oil Kings will work it down low on the short side. Forced turnover by Weeks. Good job by Carrero to get it up to Binder. Binder right up to Perosny into the skates. Perosny didn't want to look back in case somebody was tracking him. Get lined up. Chipped into the zone. It's a clear 3-on-2. Good job by Ferris to keep his man to the outside. And that man that he kept to the outside, the captain, is injured, and he's slowly laboring. That's a hook right there as Binder hooked on the play, able to keep it in. Right back to Weeks. Weeks fires it off a body into the opposite corner. We continue on 5-on-5. It's a turnover. Going to be a 4-on-1 back the other way. Kick to the outside. He's got a step on Cologne. Cologne breaks that play up, and Perkus snags that as it comes back in front of the net. So the Icemen gamble for offense there. The puck is turned over at the hash marks inside the Oil Kings zone, and the Oil Kings try to counter 4-on-1. Vanderham kicks it up the wall to the blue line, but no further. Kept in by the Oil Kings. Cologne tries to get that out and will. G. Maroli and Smith will give chase. Oil Kings in to the outside. Centering pass right through the paint. And it pinballs around and goes right back into the corner. Oil Kings looking to shove that in through traffic, and Perkus able to hold on for a whistle. Line of Sawyers, Gwinnett, and Knapczyk now out for your Icemen. Cologne and Carrier will stay out as the defense pairing. Gwinnett waved out of the face-off circle, so Knapczyk will look to pad his stats in the face-off circle, which he does with a clear face-off win. Cologne around to Carrier. He's got to giddy up to get that. Pass up to Gwinnett, turned over. Oil Kings look to go upstairs, and Perkus will snag that with a glove and hold on. Great play by Knapczyk to chip it off to the supporting center, Gwinnett, but just off his stick, and the defenseman Lewis pinched in, able to get a shot on net as he shot it from the top of the circles. Perkus fights that off. Puck goes the opposite way off his blocker. But unfortunately for the Oil Kings, no Oil Kings player was there to capitalize. Oil Kings now looking to get something going, or fired right in on net. That goes wide. Sawyers up to Knapczyk. He just almost picked it up. Worked up to Knapczyk again. He's got it. Tries to sift it back through the seam to Sawyers. Just hits a skate. Right back up the middle to one-on-one. Lewis versus Foot. Foot will chop that off his stick. Oil Kings player gets a shot away, but good job by Foot to step up and close the gap. And that puck inadvertently goes off the stick of Brandon Foot and out of play. Weeks wins the face-off. Back to Foot. Foot will pick it up. Kick it up the wall to Binder. Binder can't control that. That puck is back into the possession of the Oil Kings. Oil Kings trying to work the puck down low. Forced off the puck by Weeks. And Carrero picked up by Binder. Binder chips it up around his man. Give it back to Porozny. Back to Binder. That puck right into the slot. Porozny picks it up. He'll drag it to the outside. Porozny to Weeks. Handcuffs him. Rebound. Bedouin kicks it aside. Rebound again, and Binder jams it into a sprawling Bedouin who is on his back and able to make the stop. That pass by Porozny, he set up Weeks for the one-timer, but handcuffed him. So Weeks healed that shot. Short side that wasn't going to hit the net, but it hit a body and tumbled in on Bedouin. Good shot from Ferris from the point on the face-off win by your Icemen. Binder looking for the rebound. The puck into the Iceman bench. So face-off will be back in the Oil King zone to the left of Bedouin. Weeks with a clean draw in. Cologne to Ferris. Ferris fires it in on net. Tipped into the corner. Ferris to Cologne. Cologne fires it back through. Great screen by Binder. That puck right in to the crease area. And a scramble ensued. Binder gets it. Rebound fired. A Weeks got a lot more of that one. That one sailed up over the crossbar. He got all of that. Fired again off the stick of a defenseman into the opposite corner. Zaps chips it up the boards, but not out for the Oil Kings. Porozny tries to set up Ferris. That'll handcuff him. Ferris will get that down low to Porozny. Porozny again. The great zone time by the Icemen. Porozny will chip it back on the cycle to Binder. Binder back up just out of the zone. Ferris on the back end. Gives it up to Weeks. That's waved off on the offside. The Icemen have to tag up, and Fedorowicz, the leading scorer, will get a piece of that, I believe, and wave off the icing. He'll protect the puck against Cologne. Fedorowicz kicks it to a partner on the opposite side. He's worked off the puck by Giamaroli. Giamaroli up to Vanderham, just out of reach, and the Oil Kings will ram it back into the Iceman zone. Cologne to Ferris. Ferris, hard pass up the middle. And that's fine because that puck's down for an icing. And no worse for wear at the end of a shift are Cologne and Ferris. Iceman will gladly take that icing and get fresh legs on the ice. As Ferris made that pass hard to make sure that if nobody caught it, it was down the length of the ice. Smith, Vanderham, and Giamaroli. Smith tries to give that to Giamaroli. That's off a stick. Carrero fans on that one. It's kept in the zone. Oil Kings looking to counter here. Centering pass. Shoveled back into the ditch by Foot. Rimmed around to the opposite side. It's going to be held in. Rimmed inadvertently back the other way. Vanderham hit hard along the end boards. The puck loose. Carrero will pick that up. Try to chip it up the boards to Giamaroli. It's held in the zone. Vanderham will pick it up. Vanderham's going to drive wide on the far side. It's a 2-on-1. Vanderham gives it to Giamaroli just out of his reach. Good job by the Icemen to capitalize or try to capitalize on a 2-on-1. Giamaroli muscles his men off the puck to get possession back. Back to Carrero. Smith in front, screening. Shot in on Bedouin, and he'll hold on for a whistle. Good job by Giamaroli and Smith to get right to the net front. But Bedouin preventing that puck from getting to the ice and allowing the Icemen to get a rebound. 11-12 remaining in this second frame. Your Icemen still leading by 2. Score of 3-1. Fedorowicz, the leading scorer, back door looking for to connect on that, just out of his reach. Good job by Fedorowicz to drive wide. Carrier to Colomb. Colomb works it up the boards. That's up to Sawyer's, picked off. Oil Kings looking, fired, and that's off of Carrier. Got in a shooting lane and blocked that. Back up to the point. Fired on net, short side, it tipped off the stick of Perkus. Sawyers to Knapczyk. Knapczyk will gain the line. Go wide, squeezed off along the boards, but able to get the puck to the goal line. Gwinnett comes in to support Knapczyk, trying to protect the puck there. Sawyers will pick it up off the half wall. Dangles. Gets it back up high into the slot. Gwinnett hooked on the play, but able to get it in again to the Oil Kings zone. And Oil Kings almost sending Clegg free as he was behind Carrier and waiting for the puck. Turned over, forced turnover by Clegg off of Colomb. Almost sends Clegg in again. Colomb to Gwinnett. Gwinnett smartly chips it off the boards and out in the neutral zone. The Oil Kings tag up again. Bain's now out here, and he's pulled down. That's going to be a penalty upcoming to the Oil Kings. This great pass by Colomb up to Perazzi. He's held on the play. Should be a second infraction there. So the defenseman just held on for dear life as Perazzi got a step on him. Should be a 5-on-3, but we shall see. And of course, as in hockey, they do not call the second penalty. If it's a hold, it's a hold. It shouldn't matter if it's a 5-on-4 penalty already or a delayed penalty. Perazzi with a glorious opportunity, just outright grabbed in a Super Bowl hold. The Icemen on the power play. Forced turnover by the Oil Kings. Get a step all the way on the breakaway forehand, backhand, and it's in the net. And the Icemen give up a power play goal 11 seconds into their power play and give this Oil Kings team life. Allowed this Oil Kings team to stick around, and they've made it a one-goal game. Knapczyk picks it up. He'll move it back to the D. Colomb to Homulus. Homulus to Colomb. To Sawyers. Sawyers gains the zone. He'll curl back. Forced off the puck at the half wall, and he'll send it down the length of the ice. Perkus out to stop that. Colomb back behind his net. Up to Homulus. Homulus stripped to the puck. It's one-on-one. Fired in upstairs. And a second shorthanded goal by the Oil Kings. Ties this game at 3. 2 shorthanded goals. The only goals in this second period. And this Oil Kings team just got the momentum they needed in this game. The story so far in this game, your Icemen controlling majority of the play in the first period, but the Oil Kings able to drag the Icemen into some penalties and extracurricular stuff. gained some momentum off of that and struck 2 times on the Icemen power play in this second period to tie the game at 3. Bain stripped to the puck at center ice. Ferris gets it back. Chipped down below the goal line. Vanderham in support trying to gather the puck. Now Oil Kings forcing turnovers here as 20 seconds remain on the man advantage. Baines to Weeks, backside to Ferris. Ferris shoots it and Bedouin with a glove save. So the Oil Kings just hard on the puck carrier, forcing the puck carrier at every turn on the penalty kill and able to force turnovers and get 2 shorthanded goals in this man advantage to tie the game at 3. Romulus with the puck. They'll kick it to the outside to Sawyers, and the forechecking Oil Kings player inadvertently knocked the net off its moorings. 7:18 remaining in this second period, and we have a brand new hockey game as we are knotted at 3. And as mentioned previously, the Oil Kings now tying the total number of goals they have had in the last 3 games with 3 against your Icemen. Your Icemen will have to crank it up here and shut down the offensive opportunities and play tight defense and look to strike off the rush here to capitalize on these Oil Kings. Knapczyk forces a turnover. Sawyers picks it up. Try to center that. That's to Gwinnett. Gwinnett to Knapczyk. Knapczyk tied up along the near boards. Holds the puck along the boards. He'll chip it down to Gwinnett. Gwinnett centering. Sawyers tries to go short side. Bedouin holds the post, knocked down, but Sawyers hits the post as well and goes for a tumble, which will create a whistle. Net knocked off his moorings by Sawyers, so the faceoff will be in front of the Iceman bench. We're knotted at 3 here with 6:37 remaining in the second frame. Binder, Vanderham, Giamaroli, Carrero, and Foot as Vanderham takes his man down. It's going to be a tripping penalty just at the Iceman blue line. And here is the opportunity that the Oil Kings were looking for. Scoring 2 shorthanded goals will now be on the power play. And on the hunt for the elusive 4th goal of this hockey game. Face off to the left of Perkus. Binder in to take the draw. It's back to the point. Giamaroli almost forcing a turnover. Back through the seam, fired on Perkus, and that's off the side of the net and up into the netting. So that was right through the seam to the opposite side. Oil Kings able to work it east to west, and Conrad, if he shoots it quicker without a catch and release, he's got Perkus before he can get square to the puck. Gumpinger kicks it down to the half wall. Back to Gumpinger at the point. He'll shovel it on the back end down into the near boards. Carrero forces a turnover that's off of a body and I believe up out of play. So the faceoff will be in the Iceman zone to the right of Perkus. Weeks in to take the draw. Weeks wins the draw. Straight back, Carrero fires that up the point. And Weeks is pulled down by Gumpinger. Gumpinger will go to the penalty box. Gwinnett, backhand, forehand, driving to the net on the delayed penalty. Good chance by Gwinnett. So Weeks hauled down at the Icemen blue line. And that will cancel out the man advantage for the Oil Kings, who will play a minute and 19 of 4-on-4. Grozny, Baines, Homulus, and Ferris out for your Icemen. Homulus tries to keep that in. Oil Kings will come back the other way, 2-on-1. Homulus on the backtrack, trying to force a bad pass, and he does as it sails into the near corner. Ferris back to Baines. Baines evades a check, forced off the puck. It'll be shoveled right back in. Homulus up the near boards. That's picked off by Goulet, but picked up by Grozny. Grozny up to Baines. Baines got a step on his man. Baines drives it in at forehand, backhand, tucks it 5-hole. Good stop by Bedouin as he held that. Kept it out. Grozny forced the turnover again, protects it along the boards. It's chipped up. And again, Oil Kings look to try to capitalize. 2-on-1. Fedorowicz, centering pass right into the slot, into the blue paint, and Homulus will pick it up. Homulus drops it to Baines. This foursome has been out here for a full minute now. Baines taken down, and a penalty upcoming to the Oil Kings, and your Icemen will be on a 4-on-3 for 10 minutes, or 10 seconds, sorry, before going on a 5-on-3 man advantage. Going to be Weeks, Gwinnett. Weeks, Gwinnett, Ferris, and Baines for this 4-on-3. Baines back to pick it up. He'll shovel the puck around to the other side to Weeks. Weeks picks it up. Now your Iceman on a 5-on-3 man advantage for 31 seconds. Weeks gains his own, but it's hammered up the boards, kept in by Gwinnett. Gwinnett able to pick it up, slow things down here. Weeks back to the point to Baines. Baines, slap shot, and a goal! Short side on Bedouin. Your Iceman finally striking on the man advantage here. So that will pull one Oil Kings player out of the box. Your Iceman will remain on the power play with a 5-on-4. So there, Gwinnett able to gain the zone, chip it down to himself. Weeks assisted in slowing the play down, getting it back to the point to Baines, and Baines with a half slapper just pounds it short side on Bedouin through traffic as Vanderham was screening in front. So I believe the goal is going to be Baines from Weeks and Gwinnett. Time of the goal, 16-12 of the second period. Puck dropped back on the zone entry by Vanderham to Weeks. Held along the board by Grozny. Weeks works it back to Baines. Baines looks, fires, fought off by the blocker of Bedouin as Baines looked to go short side again. Oil Kings can't clear it, and Ferris able to chip it back through the seam to Knapsick. Knapsick shoots it, tipped on net by Vanderham. That goes wide, held down loaded by Grozny. Grozny to Ferris. Ferris up to the top to Vanderham. Curls, fired, straight on net, rebound. Bounces into the opposite corner. Weeks kicks it down low. 25 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Weeks doing a give and go upstairs. Bedouin able to get that with a glove. And it's a short-handed 2-on-1 with Baines back. Playing defense. Shot on net, rebound. Perkis holds it on. And a scrum ensues in front of the net as Perkis able to make 2-3 saves with wax on it. Baines sells out, laying down the body to force Oil Kings player to either shoot it upstairs or get a sauce pass over to his teammate on the 2-on-1, and Perkis able to come up with a huge stop at the end of the power play as the Oil Kings looking to get their third shorthanded goal of this match. 2:42 remaining in the second period as Sawyers drags it through his man and chips it to the net. Bedouin will smother that for a whistle, and that should be an unsportsmanlike as Bedouin chipped that through Sawyers' stick into the opposite corner. Bedouin should be getting a unsportsmanlike penalty for that. As Sawyer's stick got caught up in Bedouin, and then he shoveled it into the opposite corner. And I believe it is, by the reaction of the Oil Kings coaching staff, it'll be a penalty to the Oil Kings. Bedouin for unsportsmanlike, and it looks like Peyton's going to serve the penalty. Got to be somebody on the ice, but it looks like the Oil Kings are going to try to send Peyton to the bench to serve the minor. And your Icemen are back on the power play. Four 3 lead now here. It's the face-off won by the Oil Kings, and they'll sift it down the ice. Perkus out to stop it for Colomb. Colomb, Homulus, Smith, Knapsick, and Sawyers out here for your Icemen. Homulus will kick it to the outside to Sawyers on the zone entry. Smith will drive to the net. Sawyers with the puck. Down to Knapsick. Knapsick protects. He'll curl back to the back wall. Back around to Sawyers. Sawyers protects it again. Kicks it back to Colomb. Colomb will bring it off the wall. Fire it. Tipped on net by Smith. Rebound. Right through his skates and right back out in front. And it's sent down the ice again. 1:51 remaining in this second period. A 1-goal lead for your Icemen. Homulus to Colomb. Ferris gains the zone again Sawyers gains the zone on the zone entry. Tipped by Smith. Rebound. Knapsick tries to tuck it in. Bedouin fought that off. Great job. Smith again in front as Homulus fired that on net. Again, shot, and it's gloved by Bedouin, and he'll gladly hold on for a whistle to get some relief for the penalty killers. .124 remaining in the second frame. 4-3 lead for your Icemen. 48 seconds remaining on this man advantage for your Icemen. Puck picked up by Weeks. He'll rim it around to the far boards to Baines. Baines drags it across the blue line, kicks it to Weeks on the half wall to Porosny. Porosny hounded. He'll drag the puck back into himself. Protect it. Down to Weeks. Weeks, back door, looking to go through the seam to Ferris. It's going to be called on the glove down pass. Could have been a glove pass, but they're not going to call it. Weeks picks it up in the slot and buries it in the net. I was sure that was glove down. We're getting some questions by the Oil Kings player smartly as he's asking why that was not called on the glove down. And so is the Oil Kings bench. So it would be a hand pass unless it hit an Oil Kings player before Weeks was able to shoot it in the net. If it went directly from the hand to the stick of Weeks, that would indeed be a hand pass and the goal would be called back. 54 seconds remaining in the second period. It was initially called a goal, and there's some explanation by the officials to the Oil Kings bench. And they will call it a goal, and your Icemen score on the man advantage again to go up 5-3. So I believe it's weeks from possibly Baines. I'm going to say weeks from Vanderham and Baines, I believe. Puck lobbed into the back wall. Smith looking to get to that. He'll gather it up, tries to center that. Picked off by the Oil Kings, and Giamaroli is going to go for a tripping infraction here, as that play is broken up on the way to the net. And Giamaroli will go for the tripping minor. Oil Kings on the man advantage. The Icemen are looking to get out of this period with a 2-goal lead, but unfortunately, Giamaroli gets the stick into the feet of the player on the zone entry, and penalty is assessed. 30 seconds remaining. Smith wins the draw forward to Binder. Binder drives out of the zone. Binder smartly lobs that down into the Iceman, or into the Oil King zone. 15 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Binder, Foot, Smith, and Carrero out here. A puck work to the back wall. Foot smartly chips it into the ditch again. Kept to the outside. 5 seconds remaining. A good job to force the turnover by Binder. The puck down the length of the ice. So to start the third period, the Oil Kings will be on a power play for a minute and a half. So after 2 periods of play, it's your SWZ701 Icemen 5 and the visiting Oil